Checkity check. The check is in the mail.
Is this mine?
I'm sure that'll work.
Ow.
Ooh, your mic's on.
Mine?
I heard it bump. It went bump
Sorry.
in the night.
Hey, I got a blue mic. You guys are boring with gray. I don't even know what she
I got a red cable. I don't know what
I
you're
got
talking
a
about.
purple cable. Oh, I guess that's like I got the wrong cable.
Oh, my word.
I love sound effects.
I like that we can hear them when we are live.
Yeah,
with you.
if I had Skype on like that computer, which I should have done because I wasn't live streaming, I could then put, or if I had the, whatever it is, Audio Hijack Pro or whatever it is, the software mixer basically.
What?
Nothing.
Oh. You're annoying. I didn't do anything. What? My annoyance is not annoying you.
Let's take a poll. Who's watching?
Nobody.
Man, just when I need to
maybe.
make a poll. Every time.
Hold on, I'm just retweeting or sharing links and such.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. For a second, I thought you were going to do the heartbeat noise.
Sorry for laughing so weird.
All right, pull up one note.
I was thinking about Gilmore Girls.
What were you thinking about?
I'm in Escaro.
Oh, my word.
That's something you don't see every day or don't hear every day. I was thinking about Gilmore Girls.
Well, we're watching through it right now. We're almost done, actually. Well,
True story.
sort of.
True story, bro.
We got like
1.5 seasons left, basically.
yeah.
And then the new 4 episodes.
There's only 4? Man.
It's each season. A year in the life. Summer, winter, spring, and fall.
Just can't handle that right now.
Oh, my word.
What number am I thinking of right now?
27.
42.
No, you're not. Wrong button. I gotta get my numbers or my press right. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Start in 3, 2, 1.
What was that?
He did the Wayne's World like.
Is that what you did? Oh,
Yeah.
he's so weird.
Welcome, Boards and Swords, a podcast exploring the world of tabletop gaming. I'm Chris.
I'm Collin.
I'm
No, Philip's not here. He had a family emergency and couldn't be here.
Well, that doesn't sound like we should be laughing at that.
No, I was laughing at my poor attempt to.
I'm Philip.
That's what I'm saying. His voice didn't sound
So before we get things started here, I got another quiz for you guys.
Ooh,
Okay.
So
I'm ready.
today we're going to be, just a heads up, we're going to be talking about Tyrants of the Underdark, and you guys know nothing about D&D,
Nope.
I know very little.
so I've got a D&D quiz for you.
Oh
Fantastic.
no.
It's not super hard. First question.
Okay.
No counting behind me.
All right.
What's the current edition of D&D?
5.
Sorry, I still am getting my numbers right. Yes, you're right.
0.0.
What was the company that originally produced D&D?
Ooh, it was something like
Dungeons and Dragons. No, I really don't know.
it was Milton Bradley, right?
No, Hasbro.
If you had said Hasbro, if the question was currently, technically Wizards of the Coast, which is owned by Hasbro,
Oh, really?
but the original company was TSR.
I
Well,
don't
that
even
was
know
my
what
next
that means.
guess.
Yeah, TSR, and then Wizards of
WTF, mate?
the Wizards of the Coast bought it in like the 90s.
What? I just got the evil eye.
That was the questioning eye.
Yeah. All right. One last one. There are 12 classes in the Player's Handbook, the 5th edition Player's Handbook. How many can you name?
Is rogue a class?
That's what I was gonna say.
Rogue is a class.
Warrior?
Stop it! Wizard.
Yep.
I got one.
Paladin?
What was that funky thing? The Troygon or I don't know. There was something. There was 2 of them out in our game, and you and Phil kept calling him Phil.
Oh, troglodytes.
Yeah, troglodyte.
No, that's a race.
Oh, I don't know these things.
Let's see.
Wait, what was the question?
Something
The 12 classes. So far, you
Classes,
got
okay.
Rogue, Wizard, and
Legolas.
Paladin.
Legolas? Is that a class?
Close.
As archer or something like that?
Ranger.
Ranger. I knew there was some cool word
Yep.
for it.
And technically, there is a warrior. It's just not called warrior. What would it be called?
Fighter.
Pilot.
It's called fighter. Did you say fighter pilot?
I did. I knew it was fighter. I just wanted to be silly.
That's a different role playing game.
All right. The remaining ones is monk, cleric,
Oh, I knew cleric.
sorcerer,
I knew
warlock,
cleric.
druid, barbarian, and bard.
Oh, yeah, the bard.
I knew cleric from.
Just
Lords
not
of
enough to
Waterdeep.
see it. Or to say it, I mean.
No, I forgot
Yeah.
about it until you said it. I was like, oh yeah. I
All these
remember that.
sound effects is making me think. It's like, all right, it's 6:15. Time to wake up.
Wait, what?
Wait, my soundboard is your alarm clock?
No, I'm thinking of like morning radio.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, no, we wake up at 5:30.
That's what I have to say
You
about
get like a
that.
bouncing spring noise.
Boing, oing, oing.
Like from.
That's as
Groundhog
close as
Day.
you've got.
Yeah.
There are only 5 sounds on the soundboard.
More, Chris. More. We want more.
I mean, sure. I can.
I might send you some.
Okay, that's fine. I've got you burping as a sound clip. You want me to
Oh
put that in
no!
there?
No!
I can totally put that in there. You remember when Philip said, "Hey, it's really simple for him to edit that out and at the same time to make it a sound bite"?
You
I
did.
did.
I know. I'm sure. Actually, I'm kind of curious to hear it, but I don't really want to. At
It
the
would
same
take me a
time.
minute. I'll have to. That'll be afterwards. That's the after
I
show.
would both love and hate that.
So what have you been doing?
We played several games since last time. Like I played Clank for the second time. Cindy played it for the first time.
Nice.
I liked it.
Which was good because you actually, that way when we played a deck builder, it was not your first time playing.
True.
But
True,
we
true,
found
true.
out during play.
Yeah.
She
Oh
said,
yeah.
"Oh, I just played my first deck builder Friday." I was like, "You're right. Friday is a deck builder."
But I was talking about the day Friday, not the game Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so played that, and we also played a game called Nomi.
That was
Okay.
I
cute.
What
saw
is
on
that about?
I saw it on Kickstarter a while back, and I was like, but I wasn't enough to actually back it. But it's a game you can just play in your hands. It's like a waiting in line kind of game. Like everyone gets their cards, and then the way it works is to do an action, you have to turn a card in your hand upside down. And the way it is, it's like whoever has a card remaining at the whoever's the last one that has a card right side up in their hand is the winner.
Mm-hmm.
And there's cards that let you like steal mushrooms from people. It's mushrooms and gnomes.
You get 3 of each in your hand.
Mushrooms and gnomes.
Yeah, and you can steal people's mushrooms and like, and then do certain things to turn them back upright in your hand. But it's a short game. It's meant to be played while
fun.
waiting in line.
So I had my first experience solo gaming, really, aside from like apps.
Was it here?
Yes, it was. So in a second, I'm going to talk about the Steel Open, but one of the things I got from there was this nice Arkham Horror LCG playmat. So I was like, I really want to play. And I've been seeing a lot of stuff about all the new content, and I'm so far behind because I haven't seen. We hadn't even played through the remaining box, so I broke it out. I actually continued our campaign, except for I used just your guy Roland,
the built-up deck,
the Roland guy, and the person I was playing, Skids O'Toole, and I played through the second scenario in the box set. It was definitely hard because I thought that those people would be too good because they're kind of middle of the road. I'm maybe a little bit towards the combat, but neither one is very good at investigating.
Yeah, I noticed that Cindy's character when we played was the more the investigating.
One of the locations was a university, and it's like, oh, go through the top 6 cards and pull out a tome or spell. I did it twice on your deck. Never got a tome or spell.
Oh no.
I ended up losing, but still the way the game works is still. In fact, it got towards the end, like I could have attacked this cultist to like prolong the doom, but I was like, I kind of want it to end now because I want to see what happens. So that was fun. It's kind of awkward playing because I'm trying to think out things that normally I would say, and I'm like, I don't want to start talking to myself because that would.
You're playing with your dolls again.
If you are by yourself, it wouldn't be awkward because no one would know.
Except for people could hear me downstairs and they'd be like, "Who is he talking to?" I'm like, "No one."
Oh, I love how you just slayed that monster.
Oh my god! So
Collin is crazy.
Is that do you when you talk to yourself? Do you do different voices? Is that the key?
I have a scene from Spaceballs going through my head right now.
Okay, I'm not surprised.
He does do lots of different voices all the time, though. Like,
yeah,
he has voices for the cat,
I talk
for the dog.
cat and the dog. Yeah.
He talks for the cat and the dog, and they have different voices.
Yeah.
Shelly's voice is amusing. But anyway.
So other than playing Arkham, I have done a lot of gaming, but it's been a lot of the same game.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I went up to the Steel Open up in near Dulles Airport. I was up there 3 days doing demos for Fantasy Flight for Rune Wars, their new miniatures game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard people mentioning that all over the place.
Mentioning Rune Wars or
Rune
mentioning
Wars.
okay.
You playing Rune Wars. Yeah. No, specifically Rune Wars.
Yeah, it's a very interesting game, especially because of the people that were interested, a lot of them were ex-Warhammer type, which is the game sort of appeals to because it's called rank and file in that there's instead of just having random guys, similar units are banded together into like Legion kind of.
Got it.
Where everyone's got a base and you put the guys in. But it's a lot simpler than Warhammer, which is why people like it because it's not like Warhammer and Warhammer 40K. Like this is like my impression. I've only really done it once or twice, but my impression is like, oh, I want to attack your unit. Well, I need to roll. Then I need to look up on this chart. Then I got to determine if I hit you, or I determine if I hit. Now I got to determine if I pierce your armor to actually do damage. So I need to roll again, consult some more tables, and figure out how much damage it actually does. It's super complicated. Whereas in Rune Wars, it's like, I attack, I roll. Okay, I hit. All right, your turn. So, and I was not the only one saying these kind of things. So I don't think I will get into it just because the fantasy doesn't appeal too much to me. But if I were to play a fantasy game, this I would much appeal to it. But in case you're wondering what the Steel Open is, it's a huge Star Wars tabletop tournament. So they had Star Wars Destiny, they had X-Wing, the miniatures game, Armada, they had Imperial Assault, a whole bunch of huge tournaments.
Okay.
I took a lot of video while I was up there, so I got to figure out what I'm gonna make some sort of video talking about my experiences up there. I actually had the most fun after after I was done demoing, talking to. They had brought in a couple of painters
Okay.
that did like custom work and stuff. And I had a lot of fun talking to them because they had a booth up near where we were showing off because they did like commissioned paint jobs and stuff like that.
Wow, that's really neat.
Yeah, and it was I got an interview with them talking about like how they got into it and just kind of their thoughts and such. So that was a lot of fun.
Was that video interview?
Yes.
What was that word I said? Interview.
Yes. Yeah, so they'll definitely be in that video of the Steel Open when it goes up on the YouTube channel.
Okay.
Very cool.
But I will say it definitely got me wanting to play X-Wing again. I haven't played X-Wing in a while, and I've been kind of itching to play it and like in the back of my mind. But now I really want to play it. Not in a tournament sense. Like I would never play in one of those tournaments, but just to go over to my friend. My friend went up there with me, one of them, and played in the tournament. But just going over to his house to play because I remembered why I like that game so much. It's a nice balance of it's really easy. It's got cool miniatures. I love the dice mechanics, and I have stuff for it, so it's not. I don't have to buy anything to play it.
You got some nice foam for storing.
I
your
do.
X-Wing, right?
Yep, I got one of the. It's up here on the behind me, but I got one of the battle foam storage things where I got the custom one. I had random assortments of ships, so I didn't get one of the pre-cut ones. So I just got the one that's just got the gridded foam that you just pull the blocks out of. But that's really cool. I also saw some of the like what appealed to me more was also everybody had these like custom setups and accessories for playing. Like one of the reasons I stopped playing was because it was kind of a mess to take to stuff. Like, okay, now I got to lay out all my cards. I got to get out all my tokens, get out the dice, set up the figures, do this and that. Now I'm moving over there. I got to swipe everything up, go to the next table, lay everything out again.
Oh, wow.
But like most of these people had different stuff. Like my friend, he had bought off of eBay or something. It was a 3D printed like or it was like a cube kind of thing, where all the maneuver templates went into one side. Two sides had the tokens that you just, whenever you needed them, just popped off or just like slid off. And then the top of it flipped over to be a tray to put all your, the square bases with the miniatures on them.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then there was even a dude selling these birch hardwood sets where like everything was all together. And literally when you got to the table, you just took the top piece off and that was your ships. Your templates was the next piece, and then like your tokens was the next piece.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what I did most of this weekend. I am exhausted.
Yeah, I bet you're standing a lot too.
Yeah. Well, no, not actually, because we had like tables and stuff. So I was actually sitting when I was demoing the games.
Oh, that's
okay.
good.
That totally ruins my image.
Yeah, it was especially because there'd be waves. So most of the people there were playing in the tournament. So when the round starts, it would go dead. And then after about 15 minutes, when like the really good people would like quickly eliminate people, then you'd slowly start to see people coming into our area to try demos. And then by the time that the rounds are, there's like 20 minutes left, that's when the crowds would start coming in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then sure enough, as soon as the round started again, it dropped back off.
Yeah, this weekend we didn't get too much gaming in, but we had a couple friends over on Saturday night, and we got to play Pandemic Iberia. And
was that the first time playing it?
No, we've played it a few times.
Okay.
It was
probably our fourth time playing it.
Yeah, it was the second time for one of the people, first time for one of the people. So I mean, varying skill levels, but 3 of us have played Pandemic numerous times. So I mean, we were all pretty well versed in the general.
So how do you like
game.
Iberia compared to regular Pandemic?
it feels harder.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, when you do the
it does.
influx of patients, and we haven't played without the patients moving. Have
Yes,
you
we did the first time we played.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
No,
All right. Never mind. Then.
I promise you.
Never mind.
Are you familiar with the new rules of it?
Not too much.
Basically, once you put your quote-unquote research stations or hospitals in this one
right.
on the board.
Because you're not actually curing diseases, you're just researching them.
Yeah, in their respective color, patients will start moving toward them.
Oh, nice.
The closest cube will move one space closer after everyone's turn, and then
after each person's turn.
And they'll end at the hospital city.
Yeah.
And then, just like an outbreak, if a fourth cube tries to move in there, you mark it on the outbreak track, but then you just spread the cubes back out to the cities around them, and then it starts moving in again.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I was supposed to say, how does this make it harder? But then when you said the outbreak, I was like,
well,
oh.
And you can't ever cure a disease. Like I said, you only research them.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, when diseases are researched, it's no easier to treat them.
Yeah.
So you go to a city, you still, one action is one cube. It's not one action is all the cubes. And so that makes it a little more, and there's no eradication. So it's a little bit more, I guess, stressful in a way because you're having to do more cube management. But they give you more options for cube management. Like they have these things called purifying water tokens. And if you have purification tokens in a certain region, any city within that region is basically safe from getting infected for that round.
The next time a card is turned up for one of those cities to infect.
Yeah. I mean, and then once all the purification tokens are gone from that region, then it's fair game. Hey, cities can be infected again. But so it is, I think, a little bit harder. But
railroads and moving by ship instead of flying.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like the whole what I used to call it where you play as the medic, and I call it pulling a Jesus, where you're just like walking through, like I'm just walking through, and they're instantly cured.
That was.
You don't even have to take the action. Yeah. It's just.
I love that once they're treated or once they're cured in the base game.
But yeah, it definitely is somewhat more difficult.
Yeah.
With the patients, and we've only played with 4 epidemics in all of our plays, and we've won half
twice.
the time.
Yeah.
And there's a way to make it even harder, even after you add all the epidemics in. They have ways to make each disease more difficult to treat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but I made a big boo-boo when we played. And I added too many event cards. So it was
we lost anyway.
Yeah, we lost. But it was very aggravating because we realized one turn too late that we were almost out of cards. And so I was like, oh, shit, we should have been paying attention to the player deck because we could have, planned this out sooner and actually won. And anyway.
They trip you up with the way the spot where the deck sits on the board, though. It's the same color as the top of the cards.
So it kind of...
It looks like there's more there than there is.
Yeah, exactly. So then we're like, okay, well, I wonder if there is a way that we could still beat this because Collin was collecting all of our red cards. And so we realized right after his turn that he doesn't get another turn. It was ending on my turn. And
no.
Yeah. So we're like, no, what are we going to do? And so we're like, okay, is there a way to get a hospital and get me 2 more red cards so that I can cure red and we can win the game? And no, didn't work.
No.
After a few minutes, I conceded defeat.
Yeah. So it was. I mean,
but it was like, wait. Hold on. Give me a second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think about this.
Yeah. I mean, we got really close. Like we could get me 4 cards and a hospital, but we couldn't get 5 cards and a hospital. So it was so frustrating. I'm like, so annoying.
The pandemic movie. The title's 5 cards and a hospital.
Yeah, but it made me feel a little bit better knowing that it wouldn't have even gotten to my turn if I had have not messed up the setup by adding 2 extra events. But oh well. It was good though. We had fun.
Yeah.
So Collin,
what's up?
We got a couple of Kickstarters here. Tell me about Circle the Wagons.
So this is the first Kickstarter I've seen that has made me go, I need this. I was like, I was looking at the page. I was like, huh.
So this has to go back to the whole last time we talked about you really enjoy Western themed games.
That's what grabbed me at first, but then seeing it's sort of a mix of 2 or 3 of my favorite things.
Mm-hmm.
because it's got that little Western motif on there, and it's also got randomized scoring objectives like Kingdom Builder has.
Yep.
Mhm.
There's 18 cards in the game, and 3 of those cards, one side is going to be face up, showing the scoring objective that all the cards have on them, but only 3 of them are used. And then the other side, the other 15 cards are going to be faced the other way, and you take turns drafting those cards to build up your own little boom town or map of sorts. And I got a print and play.
Okay.
They were kind enough to provide that. It's the first game I wanted to actually print and play and try out. Like I was.
Is that what you? I saw you had a picture on your.
Yeah, that was the prototype artwork.
Gotcha.
And so I went ahead and I actually backed this already. It's $10.
Yeah.
And it's we played it at Bob Evans the other day.
Yeah, we went for breakfast.
I think it's going to be one of our new waiting for food games.
Gotcha.
It's
So
a
you-
little bit harder to put on a table because it's bigger than.
Yeah, the circle takes up a little bit of space, but
Yeah.
as you diminish the circle, you accumulate more space to put your
Right.
city.
Yeah, but it was good.
So
It's
I
fun.
just looking at the Kickstarter page, there's just one thing that bugs me, and that's their original goal was only $1,500
Yeah.
for the game. That either says A, they don't know what they're doing, or B, they were expecting to do more and they just wanted to see they're manipulating the numbers so like on Kickstarter it'll say
so it'll fulfill no matter what.
well no like on Kickstarter it could be like 1,000% funded or whatever.
Ah, okay.
Like you're gonna get 10,000, so you set it low, like 10,000 is what you really need, so that when you hit that, it looks like super,
Yeah, they actually do regular release like monthly.
Yeah.
And so I guess this was just the next one in the sequence. But they in the updates he's saying like, wow, we're really breaking new numbers with this campaign. So in the past, apparently they featured like multiple games in the main headline, and this one there are 3 games available, but they're only featuring Circle the Wagons.
Right.
And
But that's what it doesn't seem like if they had only made their goal, like I doubt this would have gotten made. Like
Hmm.
that seems like a really low goal for some reason.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
And that just sets off red lights for me. But then again, it's not. We talked about my love for Western games last week.
Yeah. I wonder if the goal was so low because they were only planning to make a small number anyway.
That's true. That could be true.
And then they happened to maybe they were just thinking, oh, we'll just make a few hundred and it'll be easy to print and make, or I don't know how much it costs to make a game.
Or if
but
the game's mostly fun, like they have most of the money, but they just
need a little bit of extra.
They
or
need a little bit
something.
extra, and they want to see how many, like, to judge demand.
Right.
Because I've seen Kickstarter's also a good way is, does anybody want this?
Right.
So you have an idea
that's
for
that's what I was thinking.
for your order, so you know, like how big of an order to place.
Mhm.
Right. That's probably more likely.
More
what
like
it
a
is.
pre-order system than a actual. We need your money to do this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I don't like Westerns, but you know what I do like?
What's that?
Airships. Airships are awesome. Also
my word.
Scythe. Scythe is awesome too. So imagine how much I loved it when you've got airships and Scythe mixed together in the new expansion, Scythe the Wind Gamut.
You're
I don't
crazy.
think I've only played it once, and it was because you asked me to, and so I feel like I'm not really qualified to talk about Scythe.
I've never played it.
You can't. I mean, you've played it once. You can talk
I feel
about
like
it.
you need to play it at least 3 times to be able to critique the game in any capacity.
Well, yeah, but we're not asking for a detailed critique here. You can give thoughts.
I hate this expansion.
Why is that?
It makes no sense. Ships in the air. Come on.
Hot air balloons.
Hot air balloons. That's not a
Not
ship.
hot air balloons. The blimps.
Dirigible.
Blints.
Blimps. That's
But
what I meant to
honestly,
say.
yeah,
That's a pancake,
You're,
man.
So really, a game that's set in like World War I time period that has mechs, and you're complaining about airships.
Yeah, it's total nonsense.
Oh my gosh.
My only
No,
complaint is that I was like, man, there's only one airship miniature per
Game?
faction.
Oh.
Whereas
okay.
like the miniatures you get like 4. But then again, this isn't like a tactical combat sort of game. It's just I bet the ships is supposed to be more of like moving people. It's just to help you move resources around the board.
So what is it? Like, what is the ship? I just see like a ocean liner flying in the air.
Yeah.
on
Wait,
cover.
what?
Yeah, it's
It looks like a cruise ship.
It looks like a cruise ship flying through the air.
So is that what the actual miniatures are?
Kind of. They're all different sorts here. I'll flip this around, but
Okay.
you do see each faction has a different design aesthetic. I don't know if you paid attention that much to see like the mechs were all different shapes.
Yeah.
So there's going to be 4 different, or I guess more, because there's more factions than just 4.
There's like
7 new
8
airships.
now.
Yeah.
Here's some miniatures. I
Yeah,
found
there's
I'm seeing it now.
There's 7 new airships, but 1 for each of the factions that are available.
Yeah, they look like Freightliners or something.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be that kind of steampunky sort of.
They don't need wings.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Hey, anything.
They got Red Bull.
Anything will fly. Anything will fly if it's got enough thrust.
And enough brass.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's gonna be $30. I'm definitely gonna get it. I just don't know when, because I feel like I need to play Scythe more before I could justify buying an expansion.
Yeah, I really want to play it again too.
I've dealt a lot of money out on Scythe.
Oh, right.
And I need to get the first expansion. I don't even have the first expansion yet.
Invaders from Afar, right?
Yes. For the same reason. I was like, I felt like I need to get more plays. Like, I'm trying to avoid just buying expansions willy-nilly.
Because your goal is to play the games you have more.
Yes. Which, to justify getting the expansions, you know.
Yeah.
So, and there's 2 things. There's the airship module, which is going to basically, it's going to help you move resources. I haven't read into it extremely, but the second part is there's a resolution module that you can add in that changes how the game ends instead of the 6 stars.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that you can change up with different objectives. I heard that this was. I heard from another podcast. I don't know how true this is. That this was actually a fan-designed expansion. That Jamie Stegmaier saw and was like, "Ooh, that's great. We're gonna make that into the game."
That's cool. I think that's what they did with a lot of the Ticket to Ride maps too. What Alan Moon said. You know what? I actually like this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, definitely $30. Scythe, yeah, and that's the MSRP is $30. So that's pretty
Not
sweet.
too bad.
Yeah, there is some concern in here about like how will all this stuff put into the box.
I see. There's a big empty box.
I might be able to. I don't have the regular expansion, but I feel like I could get everything in the box I have with the broken token insert I have.
Oh, yeah.
How much would it bug you if you had like a 1/4 inch?
That would bug me
up?
a lot. That would bug me a lot. It's still, I love it, but it still bugs me that Arkham Horror doesn't close tightly, and I have to use a rubber band on it because anytime you pull it out, the band just gets all twisted.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I love it. I love the organizer, and it makes the game so much easier to play, but I hate it at the same time for that reason.
Oh. So sad. I'm crying tears for you.
It's okay because I sent the video I did to the people that broke its token. They're like, yeah, we don't like it either, but it's just the constraints that we're given with them. Like, yeah, I understand.
Blame Fantasy Flight.
Exactly. That should have been like the regular Arkham Horror sized box. Okay, one last Kickstarter. Cindy, tell me about Sad Piggies.
Yeah,
Sad Piggies, a card game of piggy deaths.
A card game that helps pigs die honorably.
Yep.
I'm interested already.
It's a fun, entertaining, and morbid game to bring laughter to your game nights. I don't think I will like this game. But, not that I dislike laughter, but I'm not very morbid. Like, I don't like this kind of humor. But it intrigued me all the same. I don't know why.
I saw the title and it reminded me of Angry Birds. Because there was the bad piggies.
Well, we have happy pigs at home, too.
Anyway, basically, I guess from reading it, what you're doing is it's a card game, and I don't know if like you take turns drawing cards or whatnot. I think you do. I think you draw a card, then you play cards. But you're trying to. The pigs realize that they were being fattened up to be killed for food, and they're like, "Screw this! We're not taking this, so we're just gonna kill ourselves." Kind of thing. I don't know why. It makes no sense to me. But that's what the pigs decided.
Oh, yeah, and they couldn't remember where they put the stuff that they would use to kill themselves.
Yeah. So what they want to do is they want to basically have a giant suicide pact between them. And so they take all the tools that they want. Like each pig takes their tool of favor to kill themselves. and they put them in a shed, and then they forget who chose which one.
Uh,
That's what it boils down to. So you're trying to match the tool of death with the pig that wants that tool, and you're collecting pigs. I don't know. And so the person who has the most dead pigs wins.
How did
Yeah.
I want to die again?
I love the caption here. It says it's a 2 to 4 person card game reminiscent of good old Monopoly Deal, except you collect piggy corpses instead of properties.
Pretty much. And it's interesting because it seems like one of those games that would be really liked by like the people that favor exploding kittens.
Mhm.
You know, because it's that same kind of morbid humor
Yep.
or whatever. And I've not played exploding kittens either. And not that I'm opposed to playing.
We can
it.
fix that.
Yeah, I know you own it.
It's-
I know. So it's not that I'm opposed to playing it, and I wouldn't be opposed to playing this either. It just doesn't seem.
See, the problem
I don't know.
problem was I enjoyed Exploding Kittens only because of the artwork. Whereas
Yeah.
like I knew I've said that before. That was the big reason why I was insta back, not because I cared anything about the gameplay.
Right.
I hardly ever play the game, but I enjoyed the artwork
Right.
of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
The oatmeal.
But
the oatmeal,
the-
yeah, I love the oatmeal comics.
yeah.
the only other thing about this game, like they have an early bird
Yeah.
thing, but it's $20 for
Yeah.
a card game, and I mean for
Hey,
something.
but you can back $500.
I know, and get a special designed pig just for you. But I don't know. I mean, maybe it's not that odd for a card game to be $20, but something that seems this simple, I don't know.
So $20 doesn't seem that bad, especially when you take a cost of how much it costs. Even if you were to print, just like if I drew on a sheet of paper and had it printed,
Yeah,
that's
gonna
gonna cost a lot of money.
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah.
Does each card have its own artwork?
They
Right.
do. Each card it has its own special artwork.
What gets
so
me is the
I
fact
guess
that
that
the,
kind of
the-
makes sense.
It makes sense, but to me, it's just not appealing. Like the artwork is just kind
It's
of
not.
bad.
Yes, and that's the thing. Like,
She had me watching the video. Like,
yeah,
is
and
this what's on the cards?
and they were drawing themselves in the video.
Yeah.
Like, here's me, and here's my designer friend was I don't know, I forget her name, and I'm like, I don't really think your artwork is all that.
Yeah,
great.
exactly.
I'm so sorry, but
Like you can have a so-so game and sell it with your artwork.
Right.
That's how the Exploding Kittens did as well as it did. It's a so-so
Right.
game, but the artwork sells it.
right,
You can't have a so-so game and then
so-so
so-so to terrible artwork
right,
because
right.
then everybody's like,
Yeah.
I
don't know.
mean,
So it just, I saw it on Instagram and I was like, oh, let me check this out later. And, so somebody may love it. I don't know. People probably, it's not, it still has like 26 days left,
Yeah.
but it's not fully back yet.
no.
I mean, we'll see. I don't know if it'll.
Speaking of the oatmeal, I've gotten notice that I should be getting within the next month or two my the next game that I backed that's designed by the same group, the oatmeal and I think it's Elon Lee. I think
I
is who
have no
did
idea.
Exploding Kittens.
Yes. Yes.
Bears versus babies.
Yes, I've seen that.
And apparently I that was one of those that I was like, yeah, that's pretty funny. And again, oatmeal artwork, so back. And then I didn't pay attention to it, but apparently we unlocked a furry box stretch goal. So I'm getting a box with fur on it,
Oh, no.
and it's just like, is there an option where I could just get a regular box?
Oh, my. That's so weird.
I hold on. I gotta find this because they sent pictures, and it's just I'm like, what?
That's so weird. A furry box.
Yeah.
Ugh. I don't know.
I don't know about this, you guys.
All right, maybe it's on their website. If not, I think I may have to go to Kickstarter.
I found a
I mean, come on.
calendar
How,
for the
how,
oatmeal.
how can you say no to that? It's a bear holding a chainsaw.
Oh,
it's
I
got
saw
babies
that.
climbing all over it.
Yeah, and it's got machine guns
I
on it.
remember seeing things about that. Yeah, it doesn't appeal to me. No offense. Just, I don't know.
The artwork is.
It's not
fun.
the artwork is great, but
What do you call a bear with no teeth?
What's that?
A gummy bear. Maybe it's under images. I got images. I'm just seeing pictures with like bears. I'm gonna have to cut this out. but I want to show you guys the picture of the box because it's ridiculous. All right, where's the here's the Kickstarter because
we can just jump to our reaction.
yeah, exactly. Update shipping confirmation update. I think it's in here. Yes. Okay. I gotta save this picture and I gotta put it into the. Okay, so here it is. This is the box I'm getting.
Oh man!
It's like they took a chunk of
Yeah,
Chewbacca.
I was gonna say it looks like Chewbacca. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
It shows up in the mail. You open up the FedEx box.
Well, you joke, but the Exploding Kittens does have a meow thing in it.
Oh,
you
yeah,
open it up
that's
and the
right.
box meows.
Oh my gosh!
Hold on. You haven't heard this?
No, I've never. Oh my gosh! Because I've never played the game, so I don't know. Now I'm really curious.
He's looking for it, but I think they all exploded.
Maybe. I don't see it.
Let's see. Let's all look.
Wait, what's on? No. I'm assuming that's Star Wars.
Get it.
All right.
Assuming the batteries aren't dead. Nope. Batteries are dead, probably. Oh, you fail me.
It's like one of those.
All that work for nothing.
No.
Yeah,
Lame.
it's
Meow.
like a 10-year-old electronic birthday card. It's just like.
No, it's like.
Well, no, he's
sad-
saying like
you
the,
sadden me. This is like really depressing. I
Can
had
you
to,
replace
like,
the batteries?
Probably.
Okay.
You could pull. The funny part was people were pulling out the meow thing and putting it like in the refrigerator because it's light activated.
Oh no!
So like you open up the lame. This is very saddening.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cut this episode short. I'm depressed.
I'm depressed now.
Oh, poor Christopher.
I am depressed now.
See
You know
me
what's also-
crying a river for you.
Yep.
Okay.
You know what else is depressing?
What's that?
The Underdark.
Yeah.
The Underdark is super depressing. So in today's review game, we are looking at Tyrants of the Underdark, which is a deck building game by Gale Force 9 set in the D&D universe, specifically the Forgotten Realms.
Yeah.
If you know nothing about D&D, everything I just said is going to be garbage.
Yeah.
But basically the game is it's a deck building game mixed with area control. Although I heard somebody refer to it, and I kind of agree that it's more of a route building game
Kind
Yes.
of, yeah.
because it's not so much it's got some combativeness in it, but it's not so much spreading your troops out because your troops have to be kind of in line.
Yeah.
Well, the spies let
The
you
spies,
get around that.
yeah, sure. Which will so the basic premise of the game is there's a board and you have units that you're trying to get on the board. The first one to get all their units on the board wins. But you can only place a
Well,
unit.
it ends the game.
It ends the game. But you can only place a unit where either you have another unit or if you have these spies that you can place out on the board through card effects, you can put one near there. And then, of course, the deck building aspect helps you play extra units or take out other people's armies or to help put the spies out on the board, etc., etc. Did I get that? I think that's most of
it.
most of the gist of how to play. If you know how to play a deck building game, the basic mechanics is there's nothing innovative
Yeah,
here.
you have your like 2 or 3 different kinds of currency.
Right.
And either buy cards or do stuff with the cards.
Yeah. So I think instead of doing the structured like artwork versus theme, I think I'm fine with just having a free form discussion here about like what did you guys think.
Okay.
So I definitely wanted you guys' opinion because my thoughts are obviously going to be biased to the fact that I like D&D.
Right.
So I'm curious to see what you guys thought of the game.
Much like Lords of Waterdeep,
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. The theme didn't really inhibit my enjoyment of the
Right.
game. Like,
yeah.
The artwork on the cards was pretty good. I actually liked Phil.
He's not referring to Phil. So this was the best part for me. So because we've played D&D and specifically 5th edition, and we've played some of the pre-made adventurers, there will be people that come out that have been referenced in 5th edition adventures. So Philip and I will be like, oh, we killed that guy in our adventure, or there was like a troglodyte that Cindy referred to earlier that we jokingly during our group we jokingly nicknamed him Phil, and so we'd be like, oh look, Phil's out again.
Mm-hmm.
So that was that kind of, and I mean that just goes to show that the theme helped me enjoy the game a whole lot because I could relate to the things on there.
Yeah, I'll say I enjoyed the game. I
Mhm.
really did. Like I enjoyed, everything about it basically, and I thought the artwork was great. But the theme just, I don't care.
Well, yeah,
Like and I'm not.
It wasn't a detractor, but it didn't
Yes.
attract
it
us.
didn't.
But
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't attract fantasy in
towards it.
general is not my theme. I
Yep.
don't care for fantasy very much, and and I probably would have preferred the pictures to be different because it was a little too like gross for me, I guess. I don't know, but just because it's just not, it didn't give me nightmares or anything, but it was
Right.
just not. It
was
did not appeal to me. I was
Right.
like, but I will say the artwork was very well done.
Yeah.
Very
you can tell
well
it's
done.
and it's also in the same style. If you've seen a lot of the D&D 5th edition products, it's in that same style of artwork. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was artists that had been working on 5th edition D&D were
Okay.
also, if it was some
Yeah.
of the same artists working on this game as well.
Yeah. Did I end up winning? I forget.
You did by
yes,
1 point.
by 1 point.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
that's
beat
right.
me out by 1 point.
Yep.
Well, that's because I kept I guess the way you collect your cards like in any card drafting game, and some of the cards
Well,
have a thing.
Deck building.
I mean deck building, not card drafting. I'm sorry, deck building. You buy your cards, you add them to your deck,
Mhm.
and I like that some of them they allowed you to promote other cards,
Yeah.
and because when I promoted a lot of cards, and that's what got me a lot of points to end up beating Collin.
Yeah.
Because I think I had the most promotions out of all of us.
I wasn't really
And-
doing it till very towards the end. What she means by promote is
Right.
all the cards you buy go into your deck have a point value. It's usually only like 1, maybe 2. The starter cards are worth 0.
Right.
But if you promote them out of your deck and basically into this other area, they're worth a whole lot more.
Yeah. And they're out of your hand. Like you can't use
can't
them
use
anymore.
So
They're
I ran
basically
into
retired.
I ran into that problem where I wasn't wanting to promote those cards
Because you wanted to use your
because I wanted
cards.
I felt like I was behind, so I was like I really need these cards
Yeah.
to keep me in the game. So I would
Right.
promote the starter cards to get them out of my deck, and it turns out those were the only cards I
Yeah.
really. Of course, I should have been promoting the entire time.
Right. Yeah, I don't think I had any starter cards left in my deck.
Right.
I think
and
I had
that's
promoted them
typical.
all.
You do want to get those cards out because they're just taking the place of a better card.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was interesting for me because I thought I did not think I was doing well at all. Like especially at the beginning of the game because I had no like fighting power.
Right.
None. I mean except for the little starter cards because you guys kept buying all the cards before I would get to my turn that had fighting power on them. And then by the end of the game, I think I only had 3 troops left.
Yeah.
So it was really, really neat how it just kept progressing and your cards kept building on each other. It's like, draw another card, draw another card. Oh, if you do this, you get this and this and this and this. And it was,
Yep.
I did enjoy it a lot.
And the bonuses for if you control certain areas, you get the little
Oh,
the,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
the token from it. It's like
that's
you either get 1 more buying power or 1 more buying power and a certain amount of points.
And
Exactly.
that helped you a lot because you kept getting points from like your second turn.
Yeah, I started right next to one of those so I could move in quick, and I started getting points from like my second
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah, I messed up on that. That was one of the places I messed up because I did the same thing, but I didn't fully control it, which flips it over. It
So
gives
you weren't getting the
Mm.
points.
I was getting the buying power, but I wasn't getting the points.
Right.
Yeah.
I was too worried about trying to spread out. But
Yeah.
and there was a couple other things like during the game, like, oh man, I already know what I was choosing too many different cards, and I should have like focused in on specific types so that you get there's bonuses.
The focus bonuses.
Yeah, there's these bonuses called focus where if I've played this type of card and you play another type of that same card, you get extra things, and I didn't have that trigger enough than I should have. So, but the problem, but the cool thing is even though I had a good feeling I was last for most of the game, but I was still enjoying it. I was not
Right.
having I didn't feel like I was wasting my time. I still was enjoying the game. Like I said, that was partly because of the theme, because I'm enjoying seeing what card's coming up next. Ooh, there's a red dragon. I want that. And in fact, that probably is why I spread out, bought too many cards, because it's like, oh, dragon. I got to have the dragon. I mean, come on.
I bought a dragon.
Yeah.
It was like 8 points worth. It was awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But someone else that may not be into the theme, if they were in my position, they probably wouldn't have liked the game as much as I did.
Well, I wanted those dragons too. I don't think I ever got a dragon. They always got.
They're very
swooped up.
limited. There was only like
There
4.
was there was one of each color, like red, green, blue, and something else.
Black, probably.
Maybe. I don't know.
Probably.
I got a green one. I know that much. And
It's toothless.
the only reason why, like, because me, I don't care what the dragon does. I mean, like, means nothing to me in a D&D world, but its power was really nice, and it got me lots of points at the end of the game. That's why I was buying it. But, like I was saying, I thought that I was totally losing at the beginning of the game, and I didn't care. I was having fun. I was definitely enjoying it.
And then
it's a neat mechanic.
And it's awesome because a lot of times you see deck building games like this where even if they get expansions or they just stack a whole bunch of cards like into that market deck. And like when the game said, oh, you play until either someone gets all their units out or the market deck runs out. And I'm like, oh, that'll never happen. Because I've hardly ever played a deck building game where that enemy's deck gets all the way empty. It's usually some other victory condition that triggers.
Yeah.
But then it was both.
But
like you ran out of troops and then we
No,
exhausted
the deck ran out before I could put all the troops out.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, it was the deck finished first. And that's half because part of the thing is they have these half decks. So it comes with 4 half decks: Drow, Dragons, Elementals, and Demons. And you only combine 2 of them. So you don't make this huge stack. You're only making like a moderately sized deck. And so there are half the cards we didn't even see.
Right.
And in fact, there was a whole mechanic we didn't even get in our game because we weren't playing with the demons.
Yeah.
That's right. With that extra card that was negative points.
That gives you negative points.
Something outcast.
Incarnate.
Insane outcast.
Insane outcast.
Insane
that's
outcast.
it. Yep. And I found out there's an expansion coming out this year at some point. I think it's in the next month or 2 that adds like aberrations and undead or something like that.
That's probably the artwork you probably don't want to see.
Yeah. No.
I didn't think there was too many gross cards in it.
I mean,
actually.
it wasn't necessarily gross. It was just.
I think Phil was probably the worst one I saw.
Yeah.
And the insane outcast, but you could just.
I can show you some creepy creatures if you want.
I'm really
I'll
good.
pull out the monster manual.
I'm really good. I don't need to see that.
So, all in all, prior to going into this game, Trains was my favorite deck building game. And the reason I said I like Trains so much is because it took a great deck building game and then used the board to kind of help direct how to buy the cards. And I will definitely say that's been dethroned. This is now my favorite deck building game. I really enjoyed the game because it takes everything I liked about Trains, where it's the board and the cards help you figure out, okay, I need to grab these cards so I can get this effect on the board, versus I don't know what kind of cards I should be getting. Whereas now in Tyrants of the Underdark, you throw on top of that the D&D theme. So you're taking something I already like about another game, and then you're throwing another game I really like on top of it, mixing it in. So it's definitely 2 thumbs up for me.
Yeah, the only thing I did not like was the time it took between turns. There was considerable downtime, but that would probably go away with multiple plays.
Very true, because
especially we were reading the cards.
Yeah.
Like every time a new card came out, I was like, "Oh, what does that one say?" And
but yeah, I was ready. Like I dropped my hand back up, and I was ready for my next turn. I'm like, man.
Yeah, it also may have been.
It
It might be better as like a 2-player game.
I could see that.
Where you've got a little bit more space on the board.
Yeah, because you only play with that middle part in a 2-player
Oh, that's
game.
true. You do play with the middle part, so you're still going to have it still can be combative a little bit, but I feel like your turns will go a lot faster that time.
Probably.
I wouldn't, if they added extra players, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't play with more than 4.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would
I like
definitely-
how they divided the board though. Like
Yeah.
you say, okay, if you have 2 players, it's just the middle. 3 players, you play with the middle and one of the sides.
Yeah, and 4 players should play with the entire board.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was modular like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, for us, because we were playing with 4,
Right.
it's
And
hard
I
to
wasn't really paying attention during setup because I was separating cards out.
Yeah. And then I had a thought, and now it's gone.
but overall,
But
I liked
overall-
it. I did really enjoy it. This is one I remember seeing the Miami Dice episode that they did, and I was like, okay, I can give this one a pass.
Yeah.
But this is one I actually disagree with them on. This is I could definitely see playing this again.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because I was like, I could tell when I brought it up, you guys weren't like super thrilled, but I was still kind of interested because I wanted to get the non-D&D. So I was
Yeah.
kind of nervous how it would play out, but now I don't feel as bad.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
not looking forward to it at all. I will say that. But I mean, coming out of it, I would definitely give it like 1 1/4 thumb up.
A stub. One
Yeah.
and a stub. I will also say though, we played in it was because we started late. I'd say we played in about 2 hours.
Yeah, it was 2
Yeah.
hours.
And that's us. That was first game learning how to play. That's not bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Clank, which is another one that it's a deck builder with a board, except
Yeah.
you're dungeon delving. That one plays in I think a little over an hour
Right.
with 4 players. And so, but I could see having both.
Yeah.
Because they do different things.
Exactly.
This one is like the area control route building thing. That one is more like you're just moving your guy through something. I forget I don't know what you would call that.
Yeah.
What do you call that?
Call what? The
Using your deck to move someone. Get in, get out, save the princess.
oh
Except not saving the princess.
right. Dungeon delving.
Sure. Yeah. I think I said that.
Oh, sorry. I was. Anyways,
No, I mean I said it, so I'm good.
so
I'm
Kyle,
good
what
with
would
being
you
right.
didn't
You
give a
didn't
rating?
give a thumb up rating.
I don't have thumbs. I'll give 2 fingers though.
2
Oh my
fingers. Nice.
Well, not those fingers. Yes, thumbs. I'll say thumbs. Two thumbs.
That's what I gave to Carson City.
Oh.
Oh, Chris.
Where's that? Womp, womp, womp.
Oh, so sad.
So yeah, the Tyrants in the Underdark. This would probably make my top 25. I couldn't say for certain, but because I haven't sat down to think about it enough.
Mhm.
But I could definitely see this being in at least in my top 50.
I'm definitely curious to try the other 2 half decks.
Yes.
Mm.
And I would definitely consider getting
expansions.
The expansions, but again, it would be one of those. I'd have to play the game a whole lot
'Cause
more.
This was your first time playing.
That was the first
Yeah.
time playing it, and there's so much think about it. You could play the game. What is that? 4 times, 12 times,
and have different
and
deck
have different
combinations.
combination, and to have a different gameplay each time.
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
I don't
let's
know.
see.
There's four.
four decks.
There's 4 decks.
You used
2
two.
combinations. I think that only makes 8, maybe.
Yeah,
Um.
I'm pretty sure it'd only be 8.
Anyways, but regardless, I enjoyed it. I think that was a pretty good review from the table. Phil and I, I asked him to give me some thoughts, but he had to run before he could sit down and chat. But just based on
I think
our
he
experiences
liked
at the table, I think he was kind of in the same boat as me. We were both just digging the theme
Yeah,
so
you
much.
Yeah,
were.
definitely.
Yeah, he was very much into who the characters were. And
Exactly.
all the different background stories of the cards and stuff like
Yeah.
you were. So
I did think it was cool, and it was something they didn't have to do. I thought it was really cool. If you look at the back of the rule book, it actually gave you descriptions about. It gave you a lot of the lore stuff about the different cities that are on the board
The pronunciation
and the
guide.
pronunciation.
Yeah.
Because since it's a lot of dark elvish, it's a lot of really weird sounding words. But they
Mhm.
give you pronunciations. They also tell you a little bit about what each city is. So
that's cool.
they didn't have to do that. You could have just played it, but it does help. I'm not gonna say sell the theme, but it just if you're curious and want to learn more, you don't have to go looking through you don't have to go buying a bunch of books.
Yeah.
So there we go. Moving on to our community. We have 2 questions in here. First question is, what games do we not mind losing?
Oh.
I'm going to say for me, most of them. Because I do not win at games very much.
When I'm playing against Collin, I'd say I win about a third of the time.
Yeah.
He and I play together. But I don't like losing. But I like playing games, and so it's hard. Like,
sometimes I feel that's the reason she doesn't want to play a game on a particular night.
It could be.
For me, I don't mind losing games if the game is giving me so much enjoyment playing the game to where winning is just
that's a bonus.
It's a bonus.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, Tyrants of the Underdark. I was so in on the theme. Granted, when I say the theme of the game, it's not like the game mechanics were really making it thematic, but just the artwork, the cards, all that stuff. I'm so immersed in that I'm having a good time. It doesn't matter I didn't win. Games like I've mentioned the X-Wing miniatures game. I'm infamous for losing at that game. I am not any good. I have no strategy. I am a terrible, terrible player in that. But I still enjoy it because you feel like you're dogfighting the ship. Like, you miscalculate. You've got 2 of your ships crashing into each other by accident, and you're just like flying around asteroids. So also on that same line, Android Netrunner. I went for the longest period of time losing at that. I think for the longest time, I had like a 1 in 10 record on that, and the only win I had was against like an 8-year-old girl I played at a tournament. And I still enjoyed playing that game because the same thing, you're just kind of immersed in the theme of the game. So,
for me, I would say
I don't know, Colin. Do you ever actually lose at games?
He does.
I do.
There's a few games that
occasionally.
For the first few times we played Kingdom Builder, I won.
Nice.
Like I was undefeated
the first
for
2
like
times. Yeah.
Only 2?
Yeah.
Oh.
He breaks out the app. Well, let's see on the 14th.
That's when I started to understand it, though. Is when I started winning. I was like, oh, that's what you do.
Okay.
But it is. It's what you do. Lords of Vegas.
Okay.
I love that game, no matter if I win or lose, and that is one that I don't win, except maybe like a third of the time.
That's true.
I think I lose that one more than I win it.
I think that's true.
It's a very exciting game. I mean, you played it
Yeah.
once.
I mean, I did lose at that game. Or wait,
you won.
Did I win?
I'm
you
looking
won.
at the play we did with you.
Oh.
Yeah, you ended up winning. Like you came.
I
lost.
Oh, that's
terribly.
right.
From behind.
That's
Like,
right.
I
I made that
lost
one big
terribly.
play, and it ended up helping
Yeah, you
me
had
out.
that huge
Yeah.
9-point casino that
Yeah.
you were like, this isn't doing me any good, and then at the end
And
of
then
the game,
it finally did.
Jojo. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were doing like all the re-rolls in the casino.
Wait, I didn't lose
Yeah.
by that much. I had 32. You guys had 36. Never mind.
Oh yeah, and you won with money.
That's right. And then the second question I have here is, what are the best days or are there any games where it's good to play them on specific dates? And the example that I pulled this question off Reddit, is, for instance, playing Star Wars games on May the 4th. So, May the 4th
May the
be
4th
with
be
you.
with you. Yeah.
Are there any other games that are... So I'm going to exclude holidays because that's an obvious.
Right.
We're going to play
That's all I got, man.
Christmas games on, after Thanksgiving.
I got one.
Okay.
So we like to play Dead of Winter when it's snowing outside.
Ooh, that's good.
So it's not necessarily a specific day, but it's very thematic.
Snow
playing
day.
it,
I was about to say, not so much when it's snowing, but when
But
you've
on a
got,
snow
but when
day,
you've gotten a
yeah.
snow day and you're snowed in at the house, that
Yeah.
is a good
It wa-
time
it
to
was-
play.
It's pretty cool.
I
it's
like-
that
I
nice
like it.
thematic inside and outside.
I should have had a better answer. Anytime it's dark would be a good time for Eldritch Horror
Oh my, yeah.
or Arkham Horror, any of the Cthulhu games. Actually, I could see, like, except for the fact of lighting, like a campfire or like while you're out
That 10
camping.
Candles game, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, that.
Yeah, I was
But that's an RPG that's designed around playing at a specific time.
I was saying you just, do the same thing. You
Oh,
have
do the same
candles.
thing. Oh, there's a thought. Now I'm like looking around me.
Let's see. I'm having trouble. Let's see. What days can you get into the national parks for free?
this
I
week.
have no idea.
No, not this week. Yes, it starts this
Whatever
weekend.
days those are.
It's this weekend
we have,
and next
we have
weekend.
trekking in the national parks. There, boom. If you aren't local to a national park, you can play that game instead.
It'd be this weekend and next weekend. Yeah, 15th and 16th, and then the 22nd and 23rd are park free days. There's a few other ones scattered throughout the year too.
I don't know, maybe playing Blood Rage on Leif Erikson Day, but that's a holiday.
What was the Bruno Cathala Day?
His birthday. I forget what it is though.
You can play any Bruno Cathala Day on his birthday. There you go.
That's true. Like playing on if you know like your favorite designer has on his like birthday or whatever playing that. If I knew what Eric Slang's birthday was, I'd play Blood Rage on that day. So,
yeah.
All right. That's all I've got. If you guys got any other thoughts, questions, comments.
I don't think
Man, I wish I had something one time when you asked this.
so.
No, I'm
You're
speechless. I'm
you're
all
speechless.
worded out. I've used them all. In
All
fact,
Oh my.
All right. Well, thanks you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time.
bye.
In your face, Cthulhu.
That needs to be a sound clip. That's getting clipped out. Hold on. I'm gonna find the burp now.
Oh no.
Where did I put that? Podcast? Sound bites. Here we go.
Shiny man.
What, Shiny Man?
Shiny man.
What is Shiny Man?
I didn't say it.
I know it's Collin.
And now on the soundboard.
Oh no. But it's got
Shiny
Shiny
Man.
Man behind it.
Shiny man. Shiny man.
That's so terrible. Oh no.
You know about that
Did you get Philip's
Ventrilo
burp?
thing?
Oh, I've got plenty of Philip saying stuff.
Are you familiar with that Ventrilo troll thing from a while back? Leather belt.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I might be. It sounds familiar.
Level 18. Oh. The guy
How do
just
I have-
took sound bites.
I have
and
a thing
kept
that
playing them
says
back.
Boards and Swords outtakes gold. I see a cat in the background. Wow, I just realized I was rolling dice, and it looks really wrong when I roll dice like this.
Oh my.
I think that was when we were
Wow.
Skyping or something.
I rolled a 6. With my extra D20 I have. Yeah, that just sounds like Skype.
I think I discovered the limit of my home network.
What's that?
I clicked on one of the Kickstarter links in OneNote, and Skype stopped.
Oh no. Well, maybe it's your.
It's only been 15 minutes.
What are you doing? Your Skype and everything from the tablet too, or?
No.
Okay, so 2 different devices.
2 different devices. Yep.
Oh, okay. I was about to say maybe it's just the one
This
device.
is not one that I was a part of, is it?
Uh,
I don't
well,
remember.
hopefully
this.
this will
Our
be a
Skype
rarity,
things
but
were-
it's just
you were
been
on both of them.
craziness.
It's only happened twice.
Let me hurry and get everything loaded.
You might have just been.
I wonder if
distracted.
I wonder if that was it was before we started, and I think I had run to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
All right. So here's things I have of Philip. That's my favorite.
I like that one. Yeah.
So we were playing the Star Wars game, and he had to be a Wookiee, so that's why.
I love the choking. Oh my gosh.
Nope. More clips. Oh, this makes it great to play it with This program makes it really clear. I just grab it and drop.
Hey, are you pooping? Hey, are you pooping?
Oh my gosh.
That's staying on the soundboard.
Oh my
Hey, are you
gosh.
pooping?
Oh my gosh.
Here you
Philip.
go. That's him like waving his
Oh.
cheek.
Oh my
Da da
gosh.
da 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 da.
Philip is crazy.
You can start up a website with all these sound bites.
I have tons. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Just to be equal opportunity. Actually, you know what this looks like?
Does look like Trogdor.
Oh, is this one no sweet?
I will
Remember you.
Oh God, you people are terrible.
Hey, high five, guys! That wasn't even planned or anything.
Good
High
job.
five.
Insert high five.
Who is
sound
that?
effect.
Sings
That was
song.
that was us playing on the Dirtbags podcast.
I know, but who is that girl?
That was Corey.
Corey.
It sounds like me.
It did it first. I was
Weird.
like, I don't remember this.
I know, that's why I was really confused. Like the other clip that you played with her, I was like, I don't remember.
So it sounded like this.
Shiny man.
No.
Shiny man.
What is Shiny Man? I want to know now. You were in the bathroom, I know, or you had
there.
gone
Oh, I know,
downstairs
that-
or something. It was before we
All right.
started.
Good night, everybody.
Ugh, that was awesome. Ow, my ears hurt.